Kicker Mason Crosby set to do the honors here. And we are underway from downtown Minneapolis. And no run back on this one, so the new season will begin at the 25-yard line. First play and a first pass for Cousins. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. And he is going to lose yardage here. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
I think they tried to fool him on that one. You know, being able to throw the ball to the fullback position. No one was fooled on that play.
No, lost yardage. You think they should yank that one from the playbook for the time being?
I think what you do is you take it out and you evaluate it next week in practice.
2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. The defense was ready for the run-pass option. Diagnosed it perfectly.
Not only did they stack him up at the point of attack, but he was met by a host of light-colored jerseys.
Though certainly not the start they were looking for here as they come up on a 3rd and 14. Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. A good return there, 17 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. First down and 10. So good field position for the Packers as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 44. Rodgers now to throw. And able to find Allen Lazard. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. Now it's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
The Vikings here hosting Green Bay in the season opener, and they've got one of those quirks in the schedule that is going to work in their favor. They play all 3 of their division home games in the first 5 weeks of the year. After Green Bay today, they'll host Detroit in Week 3 and then Chicago in Week 5.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. Left side, it's Beckham.
And the Packers are going to be looking at 1st and goal as they move this down to the 4-yard line.
Well, this is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expect.
And he's got it. It's caught for a Packers touchdown. Odell Beckham from 4 yards out.
And the Packers are on the board here first in the season opener.
An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym, preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
And, Charles, nothing like squaring off with a division opponent, a division rival in Week 1. Do you like that they are matching up this early, or would you prefer a game like this be a few weeks down the road?
I actually like the early matchup for a few reasons, Brandon. First of all, it allows you to see that in the entire offseason and know, hey, right out of the gate, we're playing a division game. Second part is it spreads them out a little bit. If you just have them all bunched up at the end of the year, that's not as much fun watching teams try to survive that gauntlet when you do have injuries down the stretch. And last but not least, let's face it, we're TV people. What a great game to sell right out of the gate.
It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to bring up a third and about 7 left.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
On third down, Cousins. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
So on fourth down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright.
We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Packer drive will start from deep in their own territory with a 1st and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Perfect start to the season on their first drive last time out, able to find the end zone. Now we'll see if they can make it 2 for 2 here in week 1.
And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run. The defense, they weren't fooled on that post route. They just couldn't make the play.
And the offense definitely tried to fool them because you saw the other route combinations, didn't you? Anything that they were running trying to draw attention away from the deep part of the field, but still had it covered, yet they were able to come up with a nice play.
Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And he's going to be taken down at about the 33.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On 1st down, Rodgers. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, that was his first target of the game, and it's going to take at least one more target to get him on the board. Took a nice substantial hit to jar that catch loose from him. Incomplete pass.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Here's Rodgers.
Over the middle here, it's hauled in by Watson.
And this is going to turn into another 1st down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 18. Give him 15 there, and the Packers have a 1st.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Another try after the 1st down sack. Rodgers.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Touchdown! A.J. Dillon, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Packers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Now Crosby for the point after. And it's good to make it 14-0.
Makes the score Packers 14, Vikings nothing. Mason Crosby to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
A fairly short kick from the 14.
And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive.
Tackle made by Devondre Campbell.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
Cousins throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And they've got it way across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. 22 yards there, first down.
These guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half. I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball. And what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 10 more there and another first down. Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage. But every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run. I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on their early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They run it again with Cook. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave them with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on 3rd down. Throwing, Cousins. And that is incomplete.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
4th down, field goal try coming, so Cousins is off, and on comes Greg Joseph for Minnesota.
From the right hash, it's a 46-yard attempt. And this is going to be no good. He missed it off to the left, and this will remain a 2-touchdown game.
Looked like he might have overcompensated there for being on the right hash because you've got to make sure you get the angle right. But that time he started it too far left and winds up hooking it way too far.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Harrison Smith.
And the Vikings are going to take possession of the football.
He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
If they want to start getting back into this game, it behooves them to get better on 1st down.
Yeah, certainly not what they were looking for there out of the opening play of this drive. Cousins gives way to Cook.
And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line.
10 yards, and it's good for a Viking 1st down. Open man, he's got him, the tight end, Hockenson. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. Another big hitter there. This one good for 18.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
They'll run with Cook. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense going to have to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now from the 9, here's 2nd and goal. They'll send the big tight end in motion right. They try again with Cook. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. 7 big yards on the carry there to get him within range of the goal line with 3rd down upcoming. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football, and if you're going to throw it.
And this time he is in. Dalvin Cook taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Vikings get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make our score 14-7. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with a 14-7 lead, they might just be happy to take this thing on into the tunnel. He'll find Lazard here over the middle. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half.
1st down, Packers.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Now Rodgers. He completes it to Beckham. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's another 1st down as this time they get an even 20.
1st down for Odell Beckham Jr. We can finally say it, partner. OBJ got his ring. Really fit in with the Rams once he got there and was invaluable in leading them to a Super Bowl victory. Suffered a knee injury in that game, but he's back and ready for an encore in 2022.
Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. That's some good hard running there as he'll push his way forward for about 5. 2nd and 5 now. Rodgers over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Oh, man, for him to be that wide open and drop it, sometimes you have just too much time on your hands, right? You end up thinking way too much, and your hands get shaky.
And, yes, he's a tight end, but that's a catch he should have made. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Throwing now is Rodgers. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
Momentum might be changing jerseys right now. How about what they just got there? They scored a touchdown their last drive. Now there's a 3 and out. Maybe momentum's getting ready to creep to the other sideline.
Still a little bit of time left here in the 2nd quarter, but they do get 3 before the half and expand that lead.
And they have to be happy about that. And we haven't met a team yet that doesn't put an emphasis on trying to get points on the board in the last 2 minutes of a half. They'll be real excited to have those up on the board.
And a short kick taken at about the 16. And they'll have very good starting field position as he's up just shy of the 40. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything.
Cousins now to throw on first down. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off by Darnell Savage. And the Packers will have solid field position here as they take over at their 45-yard line.
Well, Charles, you know, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few times, hoping to get something to break instead of putting the ball in the air and, of course, putting the ball in jeopardy.
And now this throw incomplete, and that is how this first half will come to an end. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. We'll see if week one fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down at the 28-yard line, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone gets him 3 more.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
And, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought the first half, they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it. But I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities. And I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime. You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Rodgers with this one into the hands of Watson.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 44-yard line. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 44-yard line. Rodgers going to throw.
Now swing pass for Dillon.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give them a short yardage situation here for second down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Here's a throw out wide complete to his running back right side. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A good-looking drive for the Packers so far. It's a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete.
What would look like a march to the end zone has hit a momentary roadblock with that incompletion. No need to panic. They just got to come up with a high percentage play call and see if they can get their offense back on track.
They're going for Lazard, but this is intercepted. Picked up by the linebacker Jordan Hicks. And the Vikings are going to have it here just past the 25. So it was a drive that had real promise here to begin the third quarter, but ultimately derailed by the INT.
And that was the position you wanted to be in. Coming out to start this third quarter, get a nice drive going, looking for the end zone. Possibly got a little bit too greedy right there.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And they just got a little help from their defense forcing the turnover. Now can they make that pay off in points?
They need to, partner. They're down on the scoreboard. Need to take advantage of those opportunities, and this is a good one right in front of them. Nothing fancy on first down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for second down, staying ahead of schedule. Not enough there for a first. No gain, as a matter of fact. And it leaves them at 3rd and 1.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And Cook was fighting for it, but I don't think he got there. Nothing doing on 2nd and 3rd down after that 9-yard gain on first.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
They'll run for it. Cook. And he's not going to get the first. I don't even think he made it back to the line of scrimmage. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Packers are going to get the football back in excellent field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. To throw is Rodgers.
That's taken in by Watson. And they'll work this down inside the 30. And they'll work from the 29 on 2nd and 6.
Rodgers with a give. It's Aaron Jones. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7. Now Rodgers. And complete to Lewis over the middle.
And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line.
The tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then of course they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play. And that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Now whistles here, flag down. I think one of the Packer linemen was moving. The full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Shotgun now for Rodgers.
Pass to Lazard, bringing it in on the crossing route.
And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, every now and then I can speak from experience because I do know as a defender it is awfully hard to stay with your man on these crossing routes because even if you don't get picked, there's a danger of being picked either by one of their receivers or maybe by your own defender. And on that play, that worked quite well.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Here's Rodgers to throw. Under pressure now, and he's going to go down just inside the 5-yard line. The sack coming from big Dalvin Tomlinson.
You've been around me a long time now. You know on 2nd and inches, I love it when teams are aggressive and take a shot, but we just saw the downside to being that aggressive, didn't we?
Now you've given up on a pretty likely first down if they had run the football, and they need to come up with something here on 3rd. And it's a Packers touchdown. Odell Beckham, already his 2nd touchdown here this opening weekend. And the Packers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Extra point up and good by Crosby. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And whatever promise they showed in the preseason has not translated into week 1 because they have not been particularly competitive here at home, no less. These fans just kind of beside themselves right now.
And a really nice play call there to start the drive, especially if you're a team that has a little bit of a reputation for throwing it downfield. You come out and you think maybe you can catch them off guard a little bit, and they did. Little screen pass, backdoored them, and that time worked well for a solid gain.
And the defense closes quickly there. He'll get maybe a yard to the 33.
Now that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy is nimble and quick. More than a space eater, he just made a great play there.
The offense on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. Here it's 3rd and 2. Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. That is not going to be any help as they dump it behind the line of scrimmage. Not at all what they envisioned on 3rd down. 3 yards in the wrong direction.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game. And all that pregame wolfing has turned into results.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to take possession of the football. Well, I guess an interception at this point on 4th down is just as bad as an incomplete pass. Either way, the ball goes over to the other side.
Yeah, it's a tough spot to be in this late in the game, and there's not a whole lot he can do there. And he winds up giving the ball away.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. So after the INT, it's Rodgers. It's caught. Beckham. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there, 21 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era when we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches, as we just saw him do there, because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that in.
Touchdown, Packers! 4 touchdown passes now for Aaron Rodgers. And the Packers are looking good here in the season opener as they're able to extend their lead. Crosby connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 24.
Packers 31, Vikings 7. Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. And they'll put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests. But in almost all of them, both offenses put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
But one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. From the shotgun, it's Cousins.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
Adrian Amos with a pick.
Cousins pass intercepted by the Packers.
All smiles and high fives on that defensive sideline. That interception will cap off what was truly a tremendous performance.
Yeah, if you can hold a team to 7 points in the NFL, that's the kind of day that you feel really good about. Now, I do know a few guys are going to think to themselves, held them to 7. If we'd made one more play, could have had our shutout.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Rodgers throwing here.
Right side to Watson. And he'll be marked down right at the 20-yard line. Partner, I know we're still in the afternoon slate here. Some primetime games still on the docket, but it's going to be tough to top this effort. What an offensive performance we have seen. They have been unstoppable from the moment we began this game, and they're not holding back. They're still throwing the football here in the 4th.
They certainly are.
And Rodgers intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 33. So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to hit a good return tacked on.
And really it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film section in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the 1st.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Now Cousins on 4th down. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and that will force a turnover on downs. Rodgers looking to throw.
He's going to get this one complete here to Cobb.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. Give him 32 on the play.
In a spot where most offenses would just be trying to get to the finish line and close this game out, they're still looking for points here in the final minute of this game. I think bonuses could be gained and attained, but maybe more points.
A
Well, this was not just the opener of a brand new season, but this was a division game here in week 1. And to come through with a 1-0 start against a division opponent gives you a little something extra heading forward for the rest of the season.
Yeah, let's pile it all into one game, right? Opening the season, and you open within the division. You knew the motivation was going to be there on both sidelines. One just executed better and earned the win.
So for the Packers, hey, you get a win, you get it on the road. You can't ask for much more than that to start the year. And they'll head back home next week to take on the Chicago Bears. Meanwhile, for Minnesota, they go down to defeat here in the opener. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.